ye kwa kopie mu ewo eye mrahye bedwafie eho na eye dom kuma no moba no dani eye yewra osahene Afenyo-Markin abusua wode nsem bi atodwa amanfo chem se ase Afenyo-Markin wo ya ye Ghana fo ye bonsam edi enti na wo mo kasa wo mo kyeremu a na no ada na Ghana fo bebre bosiri hehe ni anije atadwe ate denne adan a ye mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene edi AU no enim de eye proposal bia koto UN no enimu se eye transatlantic slave trader nano tetebre mu no abrofo no de eye bibiman omudi ye fa mu a ye manfo binum kodane enkoa ewo biman so kosomo ye emu ayakayaka de ne emu bre ne wo se wo mo pataye ewo niema bebre so no ya da sorry ya osahin Afenyo-Markin say hey mu chase ye nye serious ye Ghana for ye ne president ni nyina we are not serious adentina ye ko siki for reparation for what ade ayan kasa ye nananom enim hu bi no afi de ye kasa ye ko siki reparation that tells that we are so not serious e Ghana kodwe mama for say osaye ne Afenyo-Markin nko a ade nyina ya gya tum nko ase unyi ntumu de a ene ewo no o ya ye Ghana ye downfall now ye be akotie se de ye Afenyo-Markin wode nsem wetu dwa sa bre Ghana for bebre ato mo no edegu no so
somebody bets a vessel, a boat at Cape Coast, and you decide to go to the north, go to the Bono area, get to the Ashanti area, get into the Asin area, and you are chasing your own people, the strongest amongst them. Then after 100 years, you say, I should be compensated. Who should compensate who? Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, I don't want us to create a certain impression that, expressing an opposing view to this whole reparation thing makes you anti-African or you are not thinking about the suffering. Who suffered? We maltreated our own. We maltreated our own and told the white man that he should also maltreat our own. So, Mr. Speaker, the story must be told and be put in its proper context. It is also a fact that inhumane treatment, the unfortunate humiliation, the marginalization, the injustice, the abuse of our ancestors who became victims of this slave trade, Mr. Speaker, must be condemned, and I so condemn him. They were treated as less human. And Mr. Speaker, if that is where the argument is being situated, then Mr. Speaker, I'm all for it. If somebody
Afenyo-Markin and I could see in Sema or the Etuja or Jim said debut reparation for what? Yeah, omon pataye e kwan ben so esan say e okromo e yankasa ye nkrofo kra ye move for ayakayaka there. Even other countries, other African countries are more treating other African countries. Until at this point, ye secure reparation for what exactly? Ono de won say ye ginesi a AU no ye mampani John Dramani Mahama edi enimu no emfaso die bia eni so enti ye ntwambo nanso sise okoka e be se ebia wo no ompe ebibiman nkoso anase ompe se o man no ebeja ne ntoma pa efra wono nso abeche na dwen wo Ghana fo bebre na e na chese o mani nje nsem Afenyo-Markin e ka no ehuna nso ni nyina emu no aka ne nsem e de awie on this reparatory issues no e na eye Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa the foreign affairs minister e de Emma Ghana wakototo ayampia bi e de abo US mine wo moma mpani His Excellency Donald Trump esan se ye nyina ye nim se ebra wo mu hia UN fo hia no aman bi no mo wo manje antumu se yemfa mpatade ema ebibiman na US eka ho bie eno na nam so a Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa enso aba abonten de ne nsem aba betu dwa se motutia e 120 a ade ne de o man dodo na na age atumu yentie nsem a Okujeto editu dwa
particularly for the United States, most disappointing because they know their role in this, took part in the horrendous atrocities that happened. We will leave it to their conscience. This was an opportunity for reckoning to show that they regret it, they are now contrite, they are willing to apologize, and they are willing to work with us on this journey towards reparatory justice.
This vote happened in the U.S., and the U.S. rejected this motion. What's your message to the Trump administration?
Ghana's message to the Trump administration is that you missed a golden opportunity, but it is not too late. This resolution has been passed. You have another opportunity to come on board, to work with this broad international coalition to put in place the systems that we are now formulating to totally dismantle the pillars of discrimination and racism.
Abusia sama okujeto ablakwa osoafo a wo hye foreign affairs ministry no eso ena yetinsem a oditu eje say Donald Trump will lose a golden opportunity na nke wo say wono nso support the other countries na wo mo joining hands no mo ye adwuma ebomu because wo chemu a ayakayaka de ne niema a wo de bibiman afemu no na ehu behia so omo be patayen na so say Donald Trump enye too late obetimi atena se adwen hu biem na waji atumu se womo ene eye aman hodo mu gitumu no ebekọ benkro mu na womo apata ebibeman ene aman hodo a eka ho ni nyina mu no wosan ede ensem foforo etudwa efa eye abato na ekoso no a se bi yenya aman bi ti se US ne Israel any other country, another country, no muchem so they don't support the agenda no and wakasa edifa abato na ekoso no ehu o den sem we nyina todwa BBC for ekavaye yentie ebro de sansem we etudwa.
Well, thank you very much, our friends from the media. Good afternoon. Today, the international community has taken a significant, considerate, and historic step forward by adopting this landmark resolution declaring the trafficking of enslaved Africans and the racialized chattel enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity. With the adoption of this resolution, Resolution A/80/L48, we have not simply passed a text, we have affirmed a truth. We have chosen remembrance over silence, dignity over erasure, and shared humanity over division. We have advanced the cause of justice, and we have done that so emphatically. Those who voted in favor, 123 member states of the United Nations. 52 abstained, and only 3 voted against. This is an emphatic victory for justice. And our ancestors, Africans, and all people of African descent are today honored that our humanity and our dignity have been restored. Let me, on behalf of the African group, express our profound appreciation to all member states who supported this resolution. We wish to thank those who engaged in its consideration in a spirit of dialogue, reflection, and good faith. We acknowledge that views differed during this process, and we note the positions taken by delegations that were not in a position to support the resolution at this time. The adoption of this text is not an arrival at a destination, but rather a major step in our ongoing journey and collective conversation for reparatory justice. We remain committed to continued engagement with all member states in the shared spirit of cooperation. Yesterday, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, who initiated this landmark resolution, talked about the importance of language, how it shapes our understanding of the past and our vision for the future. Today, through this resolution, the world has spoken with clarity and truth. We have affirmed that the trafficking of enslaved Africans and their racialized chattel enslavement is the gravest crime against humanity, a crime whose scale, structure, and enduring consequences demand recognition at the highest level of our shared global conscience so that we can move forward in healing and in preventing such a crime from ever happening again. This resolution is not about apportioning blame across generations or nations. It is not about reopening old wounds. It is about ensuring that those wounds are neither forgotten nor denied. It is about creating space for truth, for education, and for a more honest global conversation that allows us to move forward together with greater understanding. History, as we know, is rarely simple. It is layered, it is complex, and at times uncomfortable. This resolution does not deny that complexity. It does not ignore the many dimensions of historical experience. Rather, it recognizes that even within complexity, there are moments in history that stand apart, moments defined by their scale, their systemization, and their impact on humanity. To acknowledge this is not to diminish any other history. It is to deepen our collective moral awareness. What we have achieved today helps all of us in our renewed commitment to remembrance so that future generations inherit truth, not silence, to education so that history is taught with honesty and integrity, to dialogue so that differences in perspective become opportunities for understanding, and to cooperation so that we address the enduring legacies of history in ways that unite rather than divide. The resolution also opens the door for continued global engagement on reparatory justice, not as a narrow or transactional concept, but as a broader framework for healing, restoration, and partnership. It also calls for further actions within our respective states. We therefore urge every member state to consider carefully the actions it must take to ensure inclusive and good faith dialogue on reparatory justice. The work of justice does not end with remembrance. The racialized systems that adversely shaped our world must yield to a system that does not distinguish between our common humanity, and which seeks for the interests of all peoples in a fair, just, and equitable manner. Let me conclude with this reflection. We cannot change history, but we can change how we remember it.
Abusia, that is a honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa ena yeti nsema wode tu dwade course so wo UN meeting and as summit course so abato ni ade course no ne mu nsem na wode etu edwa no yemfiri nsem we so na abusia yenko other issues course dey na chese otimu say day in day out no nsem we course no edoso ye pa now said the canon no na yeda so we are moving from the foreign affairs ministry to the sports ministry.